And when I'm traveling like you, Leo, I'll be in the airport sometimes and someone comes to me and go, you look very familiar. Are you involved with Impact Performance Group? And I'll smile and I'll say, yes, my name is Joe Corcoran. I'm one of the many people in Impact Performance Group. And go, I took your course. And let me tell you how it changed my career.
Welcome to Your Next Big Project is You, a podcast based around the theme of time. Time to be able to press pause on life. Time to reevaluate what's important. Time to reminisce about where you've come from, what you've learned, and what you've accomplished. Time to revisit your goals, dreams, and vision. And time to remember the people in your life. That's it, my friends. If you've got time, fasten your seatbelt and listen in as we discuss opportunities for the next 5 to 25 years of your life. And remember, your next big project is you. Welcome to our podcast. Your next big project is you. And I've got a special guest today. It's really fun when you can connect with somebody that you've known for a long time. This is going to age us, Joe. This was going to age us today, buddy.
Oh, boy.
So I think Joe and I met in the early 80s, give or take. We go back about 40 years. Joe and I had the privilege to work together back at the old Xerox Learning Systems and Learning International. And Joe went on to start his company, Impact Performance Group. And Joe, I want to welcome you to the podcast today. And the thing I love about you, and knowing you as well as I do, is you're all about helping people to be better. You're helping about people to up their game. You're about helping people to connect more effectively with people. You're all about helping people to win business. And you do this by teaching people how to elevate their ability to connect and to ask questions with the highest level of professionalism, with respect, and how to reiterate their values. So we're kindred spirits and soul brothers here. Welcome to the podcast today, buddy.
Leo, great to be here. And I can't echo my thoughts and your comments around the passion we both share. You've been so successful in helping your clients help their customers with their solutions. And it gives, I think both of us have that passion and perseverance of really helping others. And that's kind of been the outcome of our organizations. And it's great to reconnect with you. When I first joined Xerox Learning Systems back in the 80s, you were one of the top sales producers. There's a group of around 5 or 6 people. And those individuals really impacted my career. So I'm excited to get a chance to connect with you and be on your podcast this morning.
Yeah. So how did Impact Performance Group come about? You dipped into the entrepreneurial pond. And so I know you and your wife Liz very well, and seen the evolution of your family over the last few decades. Tell us about Impact Performance and how that started.
Well, it's interesting because I was very excited and really learned a lot working for Xerox Learning Systems and then Learning International. And I was surrounded by talented people that really, helped me learn the overall game of connecting with clients and helping clients and positioning our products in a valuable way. What happened was Times Mirror acquired us. And certain things happened abruptly with the organization that changed the sales culture immensely. People like yourself left. Our top senior leaders were asked to leave as the integration of 4 companies came together. And things like sales commissions were reduced, research and efforts on new products and solutions. And it was just an interesting time coming from a sales culture that was so positive. It's so unique. And it was an opportunity to continuously grow. I remember when I left Corning Glass, I was lucky enough, I was there the first couple of years out of college to win this President's Award. I was talking to my Uncle Kevin. He had worked with you, and
Sure.
he was curious around what I was doing at Corning and where I was selling and, where there was opportunity for continuous growth. And he said, join Xerox Learning Systems. It's a group of 100 people. They're all top performers. You will be going to school as if you're getting your MBA or doctorate in selling. And boy, was he right. And it was a tipping point in my career. So I was very loyal. I started off in Minneapolis and got promoted to Milwaukee, then on to Chicago. And then I left selling after about 12 years of selling to get into management, went to Boston, first covered the Northeast and the whole East region and the Midwest. And things started to fall apart a little bit. And as a result of that, my commitment to the organization, the people that work for me and my clients started to really lag off a little bit. So I took a jump and I moved out and I said, I want to get back to an organization where we had joined originally in the 80s, where people were really drinking the Kool-Aid in terms of one of my leaders, Charlie Platypus, used to say, we're all running on high octane gas. And we were focused on achievement. We were focused on helping others. We are proud of what we were doing. I wanted an organization to be part of with people like that, with products that were focused on helping our clients succeed versus worrying about our profit margins. So
Yeah.
that's what really led me to leave Learning International at the time. And there were a lot of good people at Learning International. I wanted to make sure I did it right. So I took about 6 months off and I started to think about what can we do to really build a program that would address the needs of the market today. And that's how it started. And you mentioned
Wow.
Liz's name. I met my wife within Xerox Learning Systems. We dated secretly for 2 years. I think a lot of people knew that was going on. And she was very talented, top producer, $1 million producer like yourself and all of us. And so she was a big help in really determining how we would begin our organization. And we've been surrounded with top people. We've recruited individuals that have experience and high integrity, people that really have come together to help us build solutions that really are helping our clients in today's market. So I've been very fortunate, surrounded by great people. Yeah. And that's how it all happened.
So behind the scenes, nobody knew you guys were dating. So you were stretching the boundaries there, big guy, going back.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? You went from high octane gas to rocket fuel. You've just done something that's really special, you and Liz and the people you surrounded yourself with. I'm curious, when you think about, I know we've had a mutual client, but the types of clients you work best with now, Joe, the ones that truly value your work, your intellectual property, that are really a good fit for Impact Performance Group right now. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Leo, it's fun because we work with organizations that are looking at using training as a strategic advantage. So the days of talking to individuals or looking to buy training programs have gone away from our organization. We begin typically with senior leaders, CEOs, or senior vice presidents, or people that run call centers or chief learning officers that really are looking for training to drive specific performance outcomes to really address things like employee engagement, accelerating revenue, enhancing net promoter scores. And so what we've learned is that organizations that look to us to really build programs to embed them into their processes, their CRM, and hold their people accountable, those are the clients that we really gel well with. And we're able to drive results. And it's really a lot of fun. So our company is more of a consulting and training organization. We're focused on helping our clients accelerate their revenue, but we do that in a way where we customize our solutions so we have immediate buy-in, early adoption, fast application to drive results right away, measurable results. And one of the things that we felt that was missing from the days of Learning International, we had great products. We learned, taught our clients how to probe, support, close, and need satisfaction. But I was always intrigued with Larry Wilson back then and counselor selling, where he focused on connecting with people and relating. He was, I think, a former insurance guy and car salesman, but he had that concept. So we started doing research, which is a big commitment organization, right around the emotional intelligence piece. And we found, Leo, that there are a lot of great speakers out there and concepts, but we didn't see any skills that could really position in a training solution that people could acquire and apply and continue to master. So that was the key to our success. I think people call it our secret sauce: customized solutions, get senior executive sponsorship, and make sure that we have an emphasis on this whole relationship building, whether it's customer service or sales or coaching and leadership. And that's really kind of fallen out in terms of our pillars of success. And our emphasis is as much as customizing it to make sure the program is extremely relevant as sustainment, putting the coaching and reinforcement together. So those clients and companies that are good companies that say, well, this year we're going to focus on training, but we're not going to really reinforce it or hold our people accountable or measure it or sustain it. those are the clients that we typically don't work with.
Yeah, it's funny. You see so many people that they want the results, but they want to bring shortcuts into play. Timing, budgets, actual commitment of time, with leaders to build the culture to, from the top down to do things like this. I'm with it. And you've been such a good revenue partner to senior leaders in that C-suite, the ones that get it. And I know we've tried to mirror that success as well in our own way. So what I loved about your work was this whole issue of the skills required for emotional intelligence. And you seem to have really, nailed the program around consultative selling skills to do this. And I'm curious how that's evolved over the years with your research and the shift into digital and virtual approaches these days that COVID really elevated a lot of that thinking for many of us that have been in the business a long period of time. Tell us a little bit more about that evolution of your core program. I know it's customized, but correct me if I'm wrong. Your approach to consultative selling skills is something I believe has put you on the map in a whole other level.
Well, you're so kind to say that, Leo, and you're right. That's been our core solution that we tailor and customize to all our clients, whether it's in the financial industry or manufacturing or professional services, whatever it might be. Right behind that is our service program too, because it's funny, when we started this business, we focused on the consultative selling, and then we realized we needed a good leadership and coaching program to help our clients sustain it. And at the same time, when we helped our clients acquire and develop those relationships, we recognized that we need to give our clients the solutions to retain their customers. So when we think about our core areas, it is consultative selling skills, it's consultative service skills, it's coaching skills, and most recently, change management. But the way it involved was really thinking about my experiences. I learned so much at Xerox Learning Systems. I had great leaders like, Chris Rice and Evans Kopman and Charlie Platypodis and Gene Hunt and, all the people like John Franco, people that you knew well, that really made a difference. And I was lucky in Chicago. When I went to Chicago, we reported directly to Evans Kopman, who used to run our customization group out of Stamford, Connecticut. So when I started working with companies like John Deere or Waste Management or Equitable, I was pushing the envelope to customize it. Well, to do that, it's more work up front. It impacts the margins, which later on Times Bureau didn't like to see. But what it did was it really helped you understand where the clients were going. It provided the methodology we used to call acquire, practice, transfer, apply to acquire, practice, apply. It was highly relevant. The first time I ever went through a sales program was with Corning Glass. I was sent back to Corning, New York from my territory in Cleveland. I was surrounded with some great leaders, and I went through professional selling skills. At that time, it was a 3-day program, and it was generic off the shelf. I learned how to use probe support close selling Caterpillar bulldozer blades. It had nothing to do with Corning. So our evolution was to customize it so it was really relevant, integrate this emotional intelligence. And since then, we constantly are looking at ways to improve the appreciative inquiry, positive psychology, new concepts that we're learning with our commitment of research. And research comes in 3 different ways, really. One is really taking a strong dedication commitment to joining associations and learning from others and organizations and researchers what's the next step coming in terms of helping our clients be better at effectively connecting with their customers. The other is actually having some of our people go and attend universities, whether it's University of Penn, going through master sciences and appreciative psychology programs, or attending different associations. And the third is just our experience. You and I share together, training thousands of people every year, getting to the edge of what's the next step in terms of methodology, delivery, and content. And COVID, as bad as it has been and continues to be, the one thing that it brought that was really positive to our industry was the ability to provide digital content and provide the option of virtual instructor-led training. And that evolved our overall programs and solutions from what was a 1 or 2 day in-person event to a series of modules and applications and self-directed learning with master tests, And those modules that we have, they're typically half-day series, maybe 2 or 3, all focused on practice and application, and then ongoing reinforcement. So the landscape has changed for Impact Performance Group in terms of our solutions. It's more scalable, it's more flexible, it's a better investment for our clients, and you see a speed of competency to the individuals and learners that are going through it, and really pushing the envelope in terms of results. So it's been pretty exciting.
Wow. Joe, the thing that stands out to me, and it really connects emotionally to me, not only you talk about the evolution and the research and all the things, the customization that have led to you being a better side-by-side strategic partner to the clients that you're privileged to serve, all those people that you mentioned as well. I mean, how blessed were the two of us to be surrounded by the quality, the mentorship, the people that we looked up to. We went through an era, and I hope people listening to this can realize, I'm speaking from my heart, as I know you are, that we were part of an organization that was arguably as fine of a sales organization in its time, in its day. And I still think back, and your Uncle Kevin said it well in terms of, getting your master's or doctorate degree in ways that are helping you to this day of still challenging people that you work with. So the areas that I'm seeing that I wanted to get your take on this as well, that old probe support closed, all the old professional selling skills programs. I was telling somebody, Joe, that years ago, those people listening, where we used to push down on the cassette recorder and to have people respond to audio tapes that they were listening to and things like this. And now we're way beyond probe support closed. Maybe we call it something else, questioning and whatever. But the words that keep coming up to me, the whole issue of mindfulness today, the issues of being present, of being more curious, of the whole issue of empathy, the issues as we talk about of vulnerability, of opening ourselves up. How are those topic areas coming into play into your programs today?
Leo, they're so important today. It is, I smile when I think about, after 3 weeks with Xerox Learning Systems, I was running PSS, and it was hitting the button, the respond and roll audio and the video,
exactly.
Getting very structured. And it was all about just getting people to listen and ask questions. And today it's much more sophisticated. I think our ability to connect with individuals with lack of time and being barraged with all the different opportunities and solutions they can purchase, it gets very confusing for our clients to make a good investment. So the whole concept of what you alluded to, we've been addressing through emotional intelligence, some of the work that people like Daniel Goleman, individuals like David Cooperfield and out of UPenn, people like Jane Dutton, like Richard Ryan, like Marty Seligman out of UPenn, Peter Solovoy out of Yale, individuals like that have been doing this research. And so we've been integrating in our solutions intuitive, easy ways to pick up those skills and be more self-aware of how you can connect effectively, not only with your clients, but just as important with the people that report to you as a leader and a manager. So we've been recognizing that the days of just structural, mechanical, asking questions and positioning features and benefits are no longer in existence today. So how do we positionally approach an organization and their leaders to communicate ways that we can help them succeed? Not how we can sell our products and services, but how we can help them with our solutions to really accelerate the revenue and enhance, things like client experience and net promoter scores and retention of employees and clients. So It's in our content, it's in our application, it's in our learning methodology. We both went through the learning methodology we learned in the 80s with adult learning methodology and VF Skinner and changing behaviors. We're still very committed to the outcomes of getting people to acquire, practice, apply, and then go out and do things differently. And the best part of our job is when we get a phone call from a client or we get someone that's got JD Powers doing research saying in the last 6 months, here's the results we've had. And we're applying it to a number of things, but primarily our relationship with Impact Performance Group. It's exciting,
Yeah.
you know?
You know what? You practice what you preach when it comes to research in all those names from UPenn, Yale, all the other organizations that you talk about. These are the best thinkers in the globe, around the globe. These are the people that get it, that do this as part of their academic pursuits and apply it into the business reality. Joe, there's so much we've talked about already. I'm curious, all these clients that you've worked with over the years, is there one or two of your, most prideful success stories, those ones that are really proud when you think about the work that you've done and impacted relationships with the clients and things? Anything stick out to you there?
Geez, that's a great question, Leo. I've had the opportunity for the last almost 24 years with Impact Performance Group to work with a number of different clients, multinational banks with over 200,000 employees, to a small community bank for 200 employees, large manufacturers, worldwide implementations, consulting and management groups. And every one of them had a different, unique need. And every one of them, we became really engaged and committed to their success. And I met friends there, and we drove results, and we helped them evolve to meet their needs, whether it was a client experience challenge or whether it was we want to triple our revenue in 5 to 7 years. But it's a tough question because it's almost like asking me, I have 3 brothers. I'm like you, Leo. I'm a big family man. And, which brother do you like the best? And the truth is, I may spend more time with one of my brothers out of the 3, but I care for them all the same.
Yeah.
So, it's a tough question, but there are organizations that I really, really feel great about in terms of their impact. And those are the ones that senior management's leaders are bought into the training as a real way to accelerate the organization forward. And they hold their managers and their performers in terms of interacting with their customers accountable, not only to learn the program, but to master it, to use it, and to measure the results. For example, there's a client in Pennsylvania, and we went in there. We started working first on their process because they had a process in place that quite honestly lacked the whole discovery piece. And so the senior leadership felt, wow, this is something we never really thought of. So they're always focused on product leadership and really operational efficiency, but never thought about how we have to get intimate to really drive our growth with our customer base. So we went in there, we started working with their managers first. Then we actually built a sales relationship build program, build off the process that we built. Then we looked at their field technicians and providing customer service. Then we helped them with their sales planning process. Then we actually built e-learning modules for every employee, over 2,000 people, to understand what their process is. And those are the type of companies that I really feel great about. And we have that experience with our smaller companies too. So I've been very fortunate to be able to work with all these different clients.
I love your concept of relating this back to your brothers. I always say that about my kids, Joe. I said, I love them all the same. They just touch my heart in a different way.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to look at this, to do this. Some I know that we can think back on that we really enjoyed. Certain people, it's just a life issue, right? Just friends or family members and things. Some people just touch our heart, as we said, in different ways. And other people probably have elevated our own value propositions. Because of the work we've done, they've made us better as well. As a result, we've innovated, we've done things that have in helping them to achieve their business metrics, their results, things that they want to do. I really believe we become better in that process as well through the right collaboration.
Without question. And what really hits me too is occasionally I'll get a card from a senior leader or from a customer service individual. And they'll say that the skills that we learned, and today I was on the phone a few minutes ago with a new leader that we had worked with 10 years ago at a different organization. And he was citing how our leadership and coaching program changed his career.
Yeah.
And those are the things that make a difference. And when I'm traveling like you, Leo, I'll be in the airport sometimes and someone comes to me and go, you look very familiar. Are you involved with Impact Performance Group? and I'll smile and I'll say, yes, my name is Joe Corcoran. I'm one of the many people in Impact Performance Group to go, I took your course and let me tell you how it changed my career.
Yeah.
That really
Beautiful. Beautiful. And Joe, the final question I just had to ask you, all these great things we've been talking about here. And so it's always so good to interact with you. There's such a strong emotional connection when we think back, going back 30, 40 years together here. What's your next chapter? I'm talking to people today about my next chapter, and it's helping people in essence to help them to figure out theirs. It's interesting, and that next chapter gets into that appropriate life introspection around living a life of significance, a life with no regrets, a life with abundance and gratitude and perspective, and being your best Joe Corcoran in the future, as well as living your legacy, not leaving it as much, Joe, but living it. So here you are. I know you're thinking about the next 5 to 25 years. I've talked with you, Liz. We've started this as well. What's your next chapter, buddy?
That is a great question. And you're probably catching me a little off guard here, Leo, because, my life, like many people, my biggest challenge is I don't have enough time. So I feel lucky if I get 6.5, 7 hours sleep, because I'm so fortunate to be surrounded by a great family, an extended family. I've been blessed with good friends I've met along the ways in my 10 different cities I lived, in the college and my high school experiences. In my business, the company I'm involved with, Impact Performance Group, is a group of really high integrity, quality people that I enjoy spending time with. So when I start thinking about what I do day in and day out, when I step in the shower and think about the 6 or 7 things I got to accomplish each day, I have not really stopped and really think about what is the next chapter. And I'm so committed. I'm running, hard and having fun right now, doing the things I'm doing, my family, with my business, with my friends. But your question around living a life of consequence and significance is a great question. And one that, like all of us, I need to start thinking about the next chapter. I love what we're at Impact Performance Group because I'm constantly learning, meeting new customers, new industry-specific business issues, and being surrounded with our ongoing research, so doing a lot of literature research and talking to top researchers. So I feel like I'm still growing, but I need to think about that. And Leo, we've talked a little bit. I may need your help to figure out, what is the next chapter for Joe Corcoran? How do I really pursue in a way where I'm living every day that I have in a quality fashion? So thank you for asking that question. I think I need to do a little more homework there.
Joe, I'll end with this. As you know, in my newest program, I have some fun. So there's something off the cuff. All right. So I'm not giving you any time to think about this one here. There's a bunch of categories from significance to legacy. One of the categories is being your best. And I'm curious, when you talk to younger folks today, I'm counseling a young 25-year-old son of one of my buddies in the financial services world right now. I'm trying to open up the zipper on his chest. And one of our questions here, it's under becoming your best, is like, what does best you look like? The gaps and opportunities from keeping you from being your best you. So that could be best Joe Corcoran, or it could be when you're counseling people, as you said, I know you love being around young people. You've got kids as well. When I talk about being your best you, how does that resonate with you? When either when you look in your own mirror, or when you're guiding others in a mentorship position, as you are involved in, and trying to help others proceed on a pathway to becoming better or their best version of themselves. How's that hit you, bud?
Well, for me, I think it's around being focused on that individual and group people I'm working with and supporting, and not necessarily putting in my biases or my interests, but looking for ways that I have had opportunities, the turning points, the tipping points in my career where others have helped me. So first, truly caring about their success and being curious about where they want to go, what they want to do. And it's a lot of the things that we do and working with our clients, but, really understanding, where their strengths are versus where their weaknesses are, and help them navigate a road that you and I have traveled over the last 40, 50 years to be in a position to help others and to impact whatever industry, organization, or group that they're working with. And that's kind of where, I think I'm at my best, where I'm curious, I'm interested, I'm committed to their success, and I'm willing to donate my time and make it a priority. So those are the things that make Joe Corcoran his best when he is at his best.
Joe, you had me at a low. Then you got me worried when you said the last 40 to 50 years. Because that's bringing reality into our lives.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, thanks so much for being part of my life. Thanks for the work that you do in our industry and helping people to elevate their games and to just to serve people at a whole nother level of consciousness of being successful and the things that, allowing people just to achieve things in ways that they didn't think possible. You've been such a great person, and I just can't thank you for your friendship. You've been a good steward to me, and I just want to thank you. It's been a privilege to know you, and I can't wait for the years ahead for laughter and more fun. So thanks for being part of this.
Leo, thank you. And the feelings are mutual. You're a wonderful friend, and you do wonderful work for clients, and you've been a great partner. We continue to grow and learn from each other. And thank you for taking the time to invite me in your podcast.
Thanks, brother. Stay close. See you, buddy. Bye-bye. Thank you.